Hi everyone. Welcome to just a quick little practice of some more questions from our textbook. So this is from the Cambridge textbook. This is exercise 13B, where we have some negative powers and we have some fractional powers. Okay, let's just have a look at this first question. As we've done with some of the other questions we've looked at, I need to simplify the base. Working with the base of 81 is going to be too big. So if I change 81, I could either change it to base 3 or base 9 because 81 could be written in terms of both of those bases. In this case, I'm going to change it to base 9. So 81 is 9 squared, so I'm just going to replace 81 with 9 squared. Okay, now all I have to do is expand the power. So it's positive with a negative is going to be a negative, and when 2 times by a half, that's going to be 1. So the solution to that is 1 over 9. Okay. This second question is another example of where there's one of those questions where we have to change the bases down to its simplified form. But it's just going to be slightly more complex because we now have fractions in the powers. So it's just going to give us a little bit more work. Okay, I'm going to change 45 to 5 and 9. 45 is 5 times by 9. So that's 3 squared times by 5, the power of a third. 9 is going to be 3 squared. And 15 is 3 times by 5. Now all I have to do is expand the powers. So we have 3 to the 2/3, 5 to the 3rd, 3 to the 6/4, or 3/2, and then 3 to the 3/2, and 5 to the 3/2. Okay, in order to do, well, let's just simplify this base down. So on the base here, the top's going to stay the same. And on the base, we've got 3/2 and 3/2. Sometimes when I'm doing fractions, I like to do the thinking on the side so that I can actually see my working. Rather than us picking up a calculator, we actually need to start being able to work with fractions. So even if it's just simply like this, just writing it on the side just helps our working. So we've got 3/2 plus 3/2. So when we're adding fractions, remember the denominators don't change, it's just the numerators. So that means we've got 6/2, and 6/2 is the same as 3. So I can write, here we go, on the bottom I have 3 to the power of 3 now, and 5 to the 3/2. Now all we have to do is do the subtraction for the top and the bottom. So here we go. If I look at the 3's first, I have 2/3 minus 3. Now, in order to do that, I need to make the denominators the same. So 2/3 minus 9/3. It's negative 7/3. So that's going to be the power on the 3's. And because that's negative, that's telling me I need to put the base of 3 on the bottom. Now, if we have a look at the 5's, I've got 1/3 minus 3/2. Now we've got to change the denominators so that they're the same. So if I multiply the first fraction by 2 and the second fraction by 3, here we go, and 2 minus 9, negative 5/6. There we go. And because it's negative again, that also means it's on the bottom. So we have a factor of 1 holding the place on the top. Then we have 3 to the negative 7/3 and 5 to the negative 5/6. Oh, sorry, ignore that. They're both positives now because we've moved them to the bottom. That's a trap for young players, isn't it? Now this last question, no fractional powers, but it does have a lot of negative powers, and it's also a division of fractions. So remember, division of fractions with times and flip. That is going to be the first. Okay, I'm going to do a few things here first. I'm going to expand out the brackets, and I'm also going to times and flip at the same time. And then I'll deal with what I've got left with. Let's have a look. This first bracket. -6, +4, +6, +6 times, and now let's flip the second bracket over. So as I'm expanding, I'm also flipping. So this x here is going to go onto the top, and it's now going to have a power of 8. Okay, now expanded and I've flipped. Now I'm going to get rid of all the negative powers. So that means anything with a negative power is going to head to the opposite side of the fraction. So in this first fraction here, I've got 3. Okay, so now we have all positive powers. Now we can simplify the top and simplify the bottom. Okay, we have a look. Those 3's cancel there. And now we're going to have, if we look at the 12 and the 6 and the 4 and the 12, we can cancel those down. So it's going to be x to the 6 on the top and y to the 8 on the bottom. I hope that helps. Please get in touch if you need anything else. Thanks, guys. Bye.